Hey everybody, it's Lyssa with Embellish in Watertown, Wisconsin. I'm delighted you can join me in the studio today for a Wednesday live with Lyssa. We are live every Wednesday at noon Central Time. So welcome to those of us joining us live during your lunch break maybe, and welcome to everybody who's watching the replay afterwards. So leave me a comment and let me know where you're from. I would love to see how far this video reaches. Okay, well, today I thought I would show you guys some of the projects from my card club this month, the physical card club that meets here in the studio in Watertown. And we have had our club meetings. We have 3 in 1 week, and they can come to any of the sessions, which is nice because it can be flexible then. And we have 4 different designs, and they get to make 10 cards of their choice. So they love this event. They absolutely love it. So I hope you enjoy seeing the projects that we just made this past Monday and Tuesday. So we got a girly one here with Country Woods paper. Very cool. We had a lot of fun with new colors. So this one is Shy Shamrock, and just a cute, friendly note card. Then we have a fun card that says, "You've been on my mind." That's always useful, right? Lots of people needing prayer and happy thoughts these days for sure. So we used this. I love this new die. Forget the name of it, but I'll be showing more of that later. And then the last card we made was some cards that could either just be masculine cards or Father's Day cards, depending on what they needed coming up in the month of June. So this card is pretty straightforward, but the coloring technique is really fun, so I thought we could do that together today. All right, so if you are following along, you're going to need a masculine stamp set with images that need to be colored. So hopefully you have something similar to this, if not this exact stamp set. This is an online exclusive now, as well as the dies that I'm using, the Deckled Circles dies, are also an online exclusive from Stampin' Up. So you can just go to lyssa.stampinup.net and shop to your heart's content. So that's what I'm using today. It's beside me. And then I have the new color, Basic Beige, and that's going to be our card base. So I'll compare it here to vanilla so you can see it's quite different from vanilla, isn't it? And to compare it to crumb cake, it's different even more. So that looks like a card base right there, doesn't it? Maybe this on top. Nope, this on the bottom. Oh, my juices are flowing. Anyway, brand new color, comes in ink pad, it comes in ribbon and cardstock, and it's just been a fun new neutral to play with. So we're going to play with that today. Then we have an embossed quarter sheet. So this is 1/4 of a sheet of 8.5 by 11, and that is cut down to 4 by 5 1/4 and fits on our card front just perfectly. And that has been run through the embossing folder just to give it some texture, a little bit of pattern. I used a couple of different embossing folders, and my customer friends could pick which embossing folder they wanted to use for their background. So that's fun. Gives them a little chance to customize their cards. All right, let's get this out of the way. And then we have 2 large nesting circles. So again, that's the Deckled Circles dies. And I did one in Pretty Peacock, and then one in Crumb Cake, and a little one for the sentiment in Basic Beige again. So that could be very vanilla or Basic Beige, up to you. And then there's a strip over here and some ribbon, both of which are optional. So if you don't have all those things, that's fine. Just grab what you've got handy, cut out a couple of nesting circles, and let's have some fun, huh? Okay, first off, I'm going to glue my, actually, let's sponge this just for fun. So this is the basic cards here. I'll just leave those up there. Actually, we only really need to see one. So this is the basic card, and I thought maybe we could puff it up a little today with some fun ink colors. Let's see. I'm looking for a brown blending brush. That should work. bit of pecan pie here. And I'm going to use that blending brush just lightly to go over and pick up some of the embossed design. So that usually I keep guide cards pretty simple. They don't tend to ooh and ah over the techniques and the coloring and the, you know, the layers and stuff, maybe like women would do. So I tend to keep guide cards a little more simple, a little fewer layers, little less frou-frou, right? But that doesn't mean you can't do techniques and fun things to step them up a notch. Oh, I got a big blob there. See, that's what happens when I get in a hurry with the blending brushes, is I managed to get a big blob. Well, that'll tone down as it soaks into the cardstock a little bit, but there we go. So we just brought up the pattern there a little bit. So that would be a way you could step it up. I'm going to put my little dark spot down on the bottom. Kind of keep it out of sight. And then my best tip for adhering embossed backgrounds to your card base is to use an adhesive that stays flexible. So if you're using a flat adhesive like Seal or Seal Plus, that is very flat and not flexible. And because this surface has so many indentations in it, the seal between the background and the cardstock is not going to be great. So I use glue dots because those are actually have a little bit of mush and movement to them. Even a long time later, they will have that little bit of flexibility to them, and that will just keep the background on the card nice and flat without ever falling off. I love that. You don't ever have to worry about the embossed backgrounds falling off when you've used glue dots. So all right, let's see. You know what? I might mix this up and put this here this time to cover up my little boo-boo there. So same thing, because I'm adhering plain smooth cardstock to a rough bumpy surface. Instead of using Seal or even Seal Plus, I'm going to use glue dots, just one in each corner. And that will stay adhered to that bumpy background without coming off. I think we should be able to do this card without, yeah, we'll just put our sentiment over here this time. We are really improvising this time, aren't we? Okay, and then the last step to get the card base ready is about 15-16 inches of basic beige stitched ribbon. This is a brand new ribbon this year. Really like it. It makes nice flat bows too that aren't super bulky, so that's nice. Okay, once I've got my knot tied how I want it, then I'm going to shift it to where I want it on my card, which is down in the left corner. And then I'm taking my magic glue dots again, rolled one up and stick it right under the knot. So now that won't move. It's nice and snug and it's exactly where I want it, and it won't move around. Okay, so that's the only part of the card base that needs some work. I'm going to quickly stamp the inside. Normally I would layer this with another piece of cardstock, but because this is a guide card, which is going to go in the trash, let's face it, and it is a light color, I'm just going to go ahead and stamp my interior greeting right on the card back. So it says, "You've always been there for me, and you still are." Love that. I felt really bad, though. I made one of the club ladies cry because she was seeing the front, and I'm like, you can change it up. It doesn't have to be a Father's Day card. And then she opened the inside, and her father had just passed away this year, and it's still very tender, of course, and she started crying. I felt so bad, but oh. So we got to talking about how precious our parents are to us, and you know, how we're glad they're out of pain, but it's just hard. It's hard. I'm glad she came and was able to stamp and have some fun today during a tricky season to navigate, for sure. Okay, our main images, I love this fishing one. My dad didn't go fishing with me, but my grandpa sure did. He taught me how to fillet a fish. Now, I haven't done it in, oh goodness, 35 years probably, but I could if I needed to. I could fillet a fish. Yeah, so there's that image, and then there's this cute one where the dad or the grandpa is teaching and it can go either girl or boy. That's nice, because it's seen from behind. And they're teaching them to ride a bike. That's so cute. And the other stamp in this set is a toddler and a dad at the seashore, which is so sweet. So any of those would work with this color scheme. All right, and you know what? While I have the ink pad out, let's go ahead and stamp a sentiment. And since I already have some Father's Day cards here, I'm just going to do celebrating you today, which would be perfect for anything. Okay, so that's all the ink we need, so we can put away the ink pad. Oh, where did my glue go? Oh, great. It's lost in the rubble. Just kidding. I found it. So I'm going to put a little glue on my smaller circle in Crumb Cake onto my larger circle in Pretty Peacock. Any sort of blue or green would look great on this, or even a dark brown too. Okay. Cool. All right, and I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. So it has both some dimension to it, and it will also stick on this rough surface, right? The key to adhesives is choosing the right one for what you are sticking together. So flat adhesives are fine when it's just cardstock to cardstock, but if it's embossing, foil, let's see what else, anything that's rough that you're adhering to, it needs to be an adhesive with some flex in it. So dimensionals, glue dots, liquid glue, yeah, not a flat adhesive. This is so cute. I love this card. Who am I kidding? I love all cards. I've never met a card I didn't like. Oops, I glued it down crooked. Let's see if we can replace it. I did, so I'm going to stick a glue dot underneath there since I moved it slightly. Compromise that adhesive. There. Oh, nope, didn't come off the paper. There we go. Now it's under there. Not going anywhere. And can't go anywhere without embellishments, right? So, just going to put one there. Again, I tend to not overly embellish guy cards. That's just not, I don't know. Oh no, somebody's calling me. Hang on. Let's see. I think I got it turned off. Okay, hopefully they don't just call right back. All right, so the secret to this coloring technique is this Stampin' Chalk marker, and unfortunately it is not available from Stampin' Up, but anywhere you can get yourself a white marker, like a Zig painting pen or a white gel marker, that is what brings this coloring technique to life. So if you don't have the Stampin' Up one from, boy, it's got to be at least 4 years now, I'm thinking. Never Fair. No, not 4 years. Maybe 3 years. I had some of them for sale in my rummage, but they all got snatched up when we used this technique. They were instantly purchased, so I can't help you out there. Sorry. But what I'm doing then is just outlining the lines that are already there on the image, and they seem really bright at first, but it does kind of fade down and have a little bit of calmness to it then. And then I'm going to take some Stampin' Blends markers just in some very neutral colors. Crumb Cake. This one is Light Lost Lagoon. And again, the point is not to have to color the entire thing super realistically. It's just to add a little bit of color so it's not totally flat. To just add a little definition here. We got a brown-haired little pigtailed girl over here. And a little blonde boy over here. And then I'm gonna color her shorts. I'm just leaving their skin crumb cake colored. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of brown stroked in here for the dock that they're sitting on. So doesn't that enhance it though? It takes it from a completely flat monochromatic image into something with a little more definition and you know, excitement to it. But it's still very subtle and it only takes a minute to do. Fun. I'm going to add a little more color over here on this one. There we go. Bike was floating in midair. Can't have that. So, all right, that's it. Isn't that cool? And the fun thing is you can customize this, of course, with gray hair. You can draw a line across there and it could be a baseball cap he's wearing. You can add a ponytail down here if you want 2 little girls instead. If you need 2 boys, you can turn these into like overall straps in the back. So there's lots of ways to customize this image if you have different gender kids that you need to work in there. But doesn't that white marker look amazing? So if you can get your hands on one of these, do it. Do it. You'll be happy. And they last for a long time. So, all right. So that's what we made in club this month. And I would love to see you guys. We have space, especially in the Tuesday clubs. We have Tuesday afternoon from 1:30 to 3:30 and Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 8:30. We meet. It's the 3rd Monday and Tuesday of the month, and I would love to see you if you live within driving distance of Watertown, Wisconsin. If you don't live within driving distance, you're welcome to buy Stampin' Up! Products through me at lyssa.stampinup.net. And again, the stamps that we use today is beside me with the Deckled Circles dies. And if you have any questions about any of this, or you need the Stampin' Up! Catalog, I would be thrilled to be your demonstrator and provide you with all the news and sales and fun things going on with Stampin' Up! Right now. So just let me know. Leave me a message or a comment. Happy to chat. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.